Hello, Chase. Good morning.
Morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Obi.
Good morning.
Sorry, how are you all doing today? I hope you are fine. Cindy, have you been able to look through that video?
The one of our last morning call.
Yes.
Yes, I have. I've been working on implementing the changes, but I haven't finished what I was doing because there hasn't been power in my area for a while, so it limited the amount of stuff I could actually do.
Okay, you mentioned actually. Or have you been able to look through the dates column or not yet?
The date? Oh, no, not yet. I was focused on the layouts entirely.
Alright, that's fine. Good morning, Jade. I'm happy to see you.
Good morning, same here. I hope you're good. You're sounding low. Is everything all right?
So I took coconut milk yesterday.
Mm.
I consumed a lot. Just I blended coconuts, then sieved out the juice. I took a lot and my stomach has not been it at all.
Eh,
I-
so,
I'm unable to breathe properly.
oh my goodness. Sorry
Mm,
about that.
No problem. So I
I
was
hope you
thinking if I sleep, well, I slept yesterday and I woke up. Still the same thing. I decided to sleep for the next extra 5 minutes while waiting for you all. And so I was like, I'll just go for a run after this and hopefully
that will work.
I'll feel
All
better.
right.
Hello,
Well,
Vina. Good
feel
morning.
better soon, no?
Sorry?
So feel better soon. Hopefully it works for you.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Vina, good morning.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning. How
morning.
everybody?
Good
Good.
morning. We're all happy to see you. Obi,
That's
Obi, we're really happy to see you also this morning. I hope you don't leave halfway.
myself.
Nah, I don't think I will. Hopefully, we just don't shoot past 6 because I need to get ready to go to work.
All right, that's fine. So we'll just do, still, we're doing a review, but I think I'll just start from the bottom to the top.
Sorry, please. Can we address the blank? Those blanks we have. Are we still talking about that data set, or we're talking about another thing?
Yeah, we are talking about the data sets. We are supposed to review other individuals' work.
Okay. Okay. I still want us to talk about how we handled it, and then maybe some opinions about that, because I believe each data set we should be able to like learn one or two things there. So I'm actually particular about the blanks there. So
All right, so we'll just talk about the blanks first of all. Then we'll move over to other things. It's not even adjusted. Okay, so how do we handle blanks? Right? I spoke a bit about it in in one of the calls. Please confirm if you guys can hear me. All right. Yes, I spoke a bit about it in some like one call like that. I cannot recall. And when it comes to categorical data, right? One of the easiest way to handle blanks is by using the unknown. Using unknown. For something like this, right? Customer name. This is supposed to have unknown. Unknown. We cannot take this out. If this was a duplicate, yes, it's reasonable to take it out, right? But since it's not, it has different values. This is a data point itself. It is not advisable to take it out. So let's say if you really have an outlier, a particular data point that doesn't make sense at all, and you've done your analysis and it's not what's been there as an analyst, you can take it out. But looking at this particular customer name, we have all columns are okay, nothing unreasonable is here. So it's best to fill it with unknown. Now, this is for categorical data. For same thing works with product name, fill them up with blanks. If you have a gender that you do not know, say fill them up with blanks, okay. Fill them up with unknown. For something like this, what? No, I do not. For something like gender, still categorical data, fill it up with unknown, right? Makes more sense. We don't know the gender. Products category, same thing. But when it comes to quantity unit price, so I explained the last time, and I'm like, for something like quantity, looking at the nature of this our data sets, all we had to do was to look away and get our unit price and do quantity times unit price to get total amount. So it wouldn't make any sense if we are looking for the average of quantity. One of the best ways of filling your empty cells when you have a numerical data is by filling it with average, right? You do equal to highlight, equal to average, highlight the whole thing, you get the average. Wherever you see a blank cell, you fill it in with the average value. But for this, it depends on the nature of your data set. So for this particular data set, using average would not work, right? So let me give an instance. Let's say we did not have unit price. We did not have unit price. We did not have total amount in this particular data set. All we had was quantity, and most of our data sets, most of our columns were empty, rather empty. So what is best for us to do now is to do the average based on the product name, right? So we'll look through, we'll filter for biscuits only, but it's best if we use average if. So I'm just going to explain this in a simpler term. So now let's say 104 is missing and 159 is missing, right? So it's best if we get the average for biscuits and fill in the empty cells with the average for biscuits. We cannot start doing the average of everything in the data set. It would not make sense. As long as the numerical field is linked to a particular category, it's best you conduct your average using the average if. So if average if, there's a function called average if and average ifs. So average if is for like if you're looking for like one particular field. But since we have a lot of a lot of product name here, we have to use average ifs. Average ifs, if it's equals to biscuits, it calculates for biscuits only. It gives you the average for biscuits only, right? If it's equals to air freshener, it calculates for air freshener and gives you the average for air freshener only. Okay, so in a situation whereby we did not have product name, we had just categories. Okay, now we would do the same based on the product category, meaning, for example, snacks. We have snacks, we just have snacks and the quantity. We have to look for the average of snacks. Then for the empty cells, we'll fill it in, right? And still, if we are looking for a way to fill empty values in personal care, we'll calculate the total. Do your total divided by the number you have, still your average, then you fill that in. But in a situation where we have, let's say, what example would I use now? Let's say we just have a particular numerical column that is not really linked to any field, any categorical field. All we have to do is calculate our average for everything and fill it in. Is that fine, Vina? Did you understand that, or I have to go over it again? Please, do we all understand or not? Do we have questions?
Yeah, let's continue. I'm still picking it along.
All right. So, Cindy, do we understand? Sorry, Cindy has a question, please.
Okay, so what if, as you said earlier, the numerical variables are not really linked to any of the categorical variables, and we only have very few numerical values available? How do we fill in the rest of the blank space?
Okay, the thing now is like you have only few. So the amount of blank spaces you have are overshadowing your field rows, right? Is that what you're asking of, Cindy? Let's
Yeah.
say our data set is, we have 30% of field rows and 40% of sorry, 60% of empty fields, right? That's
Yeah.
what you're asking of. So this
Yes.
particular part, it's it depends on the analyst, but we need lots of data. We need so much data in order to uncover patterns, trends, and the likes. So in a situation, in in case we fall into that particular situation, I just did talk rubbish this morning. Let's continue. In case we see ourselves in such difficult situation, we need we need, we need data. See, just that we need data. We really, really need data. Really, really need data. So I'm not just going to say anything concerning that because the randomness is likely going to make our data look biased. But we need lots of data. So I'll just going to do a quick research on that and I'll get back to all of us about it. But like someone reached out to me and they have they have 45,000 pieces of data and the plan is to get it up to 50 before we can move forward with analysis. So you see, data is very, very, very important. You need lots of data so you can see your patterns and your trends clearly. But in a space where you do not have this data, it becomes a problem. That's where, when it comes to like data collection, we try our possible best to make sure that we get a reasonable data out of it. That's why in most forms, in most forms, there are usually options, especially when it's very, very important. There are usually options. We have data validations, you get, we have data validation and a lot of things in order to help reduce this particular issue of individuals filling in whatever they feel like filling in and the likes. So yeah, I'll take that down.
Please,
And
please, I want to say something like in filling, still talking about the blanks, in filling in something like the unknown we talked about,
right.
did people fill it in like you highlight the cell and type in blanks, or was that how people did it?
Okay.
Or is that how
I'm
it's
making,
supposed to be?
so there are actually two ways to go about this, right? You can highlight it, do Control F, right? Go to your replace.
Yes.
So find what you want blanks, replace it with unknown, replace it with unknown, right? I'm just going to click on match
Sorry,
case.
can I say something? You know why I ask?
Right.
Because using a like when you do you select one cell, you do Control A, then you go to special, assign blanks. When you assign blanks, you go to the formula bar and type in unknown, or type in anything you want. You find out that some cells didn't um concur to that. Like you see some cells that didn't get that unknown. Now when you continued, it gives you the error that um like like that cell, some particular cells are actually not blanks. Like that's the response. I don't know if anybody came across something like that, but it will give you a message showing, telling you that that particular cell is not even empty. Like you are seeing it physically as blank, but it is not blank. So how
Yeah.
what so
Hi,
what
can I add to that, Vina?
okay, please.
So the point where I actually came across that was where I was trying to work on the dates column. So why exporting it to Power Query? That was the earlier one I did, not the recent one. it got to a point where I was told that there was some invisible value. Probably it depends on how the data was collected. Maybe it was collected including the what's it called, the functions. So that there are some cells that are actually showing us like physically, visually, we can see it as it's empty, but it is not empty. So maybe Miriam can help us draw more on that.
Me, I only experienced them. I didn't even have issue with that date column, to be
Mm,
honest. It's actually the when you talk about the names, the what is it called? The
okay.
names and then the city. The
Mm,
city. Because I feel the quantity, though it's really not so much I did with this data, to be
mm.
honest with you. I didn't really do much like going to calculate sales amount and all that, to be honest. I didn't do, but I know I was supposed to do that, but somehow I didn't do those. But like this quantity that had some, I fill them up with like zero. But the ones that are text, the text ones, I did some with not available actually, though I later changed to unknown. But that city and the column name, some of them were, they were the places I had that issue because some refused to get assigned with whatever text value I wanted. So it's really, I would like to know how to do this when next time it is, please. Anyway.
So, Miriam, please, before you speak about this, so I would like to support what Vina said. It might, I didn't really come across it like visually, like this trying to like clean my data sets. So I don't know, maybe that might be the effect because when I got to my pivot table and trying to work on my dashboard, at a point I noticed that there were some blanks. Like on my pivot table is showing another, we have different columns for each segmentation. So at a point it's showing unknown, fine, that is for those that I replaced with unknown. And at a point it's also showing blanks. So I don't know if that is as a result of the invisible text in any of those cells. And I had to like go back to my pivot table and uncheck the and I'll check the column that is showing blank so that I can have a proper display on my dashboard. So I don't know, maybe this might also be the effects of the text, invisible text that Vina is talking about. So probably you can just cover all together while trying to speak about this.
Okay, if I am being very honest with you people, I was not following the conversation. That's number one. Yes. So, so yeah, I'm not following up with the conversation now. So we are talking about. I know you spoke about blanks. Like most of the time when we do whatever we are doing, we have to refresh. Excel used to have score at times. So we have to refresh. I do have I've gotten that issue. I used to like filter the blanks.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
And there's like one of my data sets that this particular data set, I was having Lagos in two places. Okay. So one of the reasons why I was having that is because one of them, one of them had a white space. So the moment, for example, if a cell have a white space, Excel sees it as, it doesn't see it as blank. What am I saying? It doesn't see it as, it doesn't really see it as an empty cell, right? So Vina, if you're really having that issue, you can share your screen. Let us see. I think it's easier if I see what you're talking about. Is that possible, Vina? Vina.
No, I'm actually not even on my laptop now. I'm just using a device. Just today, I'm just using my device. I'm just feeling lazy with turning on my laptop.
Okay. So, the format hand is up, please. I'm not really looking through here. So if you have anything to speak, kindly unmute your mic and speak. When the next person is done, you can just pick up from there. So I don't leave you hanging. Ifoma, please go on.
Okay, good morning, everyone. You mentioned something about having Lagos in two places, and that's my issue. I didn't even notice it because until I um did my pivot chart and placed it on that wireframe, I then saw that Lagos was in two places. But then again, I went back to my clean data and I tried to sort it out. Like I filtered everything. I didn't see here Lagos. If I have to trim my location, I have to trim my location again.
It did not work.
There was no, when you filter location, I'm only seeing all the states like 1111. Lagos did not appear twice,
All
but
right.
then on my private chart, it appeared twice.
Okay. For that one, I can totally relate to it. For this data set, my Lagos appeared twice. For our own data set I worked on, my Nigeria appeared twice. I did not even notice. One of my friend, it was like my work was like half done. One of my friend even posted it, and people were like commenting, "Oh, Nigeria appeared twice." So in that particular scenario now, all you have to do is, and it would not even show here, right? You have to filter for Lagos. You can as well still do your Control F and replace, and do find Lagos. And wherever you see Lagos, impute Lagos. You cannot even see that with your eyes. So for this particular one, you can clear this column to make sure that what you typed is actually you're the one that typed it. Because there are times where a white space can be in front of it and a white space can be at the back. And still, even if you trim it, so it's Excel is not still not working. So it's better you use your fill handle. So if I'm gonna go back, try it as we're on this call. Type in your Lagos
Okay.
yourself, use your fill handle and fill in the column, remove your filter, refresh again and try it. This should work.
Okay, so I should find Lagos and replace with Lagos, Abi.
You can just, did you look at my screen? Did you see what I was doing?
No. So it's quite small here. So please, can you help me do it again? Let me see.
All right, that's fine. So um I'm going to filter for Lagos only.
Okay.
For this first column,
Mhm.
I'm going to type in Lagos myself. So I'm
Okay.
ensuring that everything is the same. There's no space at the back, there's no space in front. Nothing
Okay.
at all. So I'm typing Lagos. I'm clicking on enter. I'll go back to this my first column. I'll use my fill hand. I'll populate
I
every
did this thing. I did
and
it.
your own did not work.
I did it, and then it's still the. I even have to delete the pivot chart I created for that particular the question I answered for that particular work. I
Did
have
you
to delete it
refresh?
so that I can do it again.
Did you refresh?
No, oh, I did not refresh.
Good. You're supposed to refresh all.
Please, where can I find the refresh button? I
Go
beg?
to data. Most of the time when you have your pivot table, you have to click on refresh,
Okay,
right?
okay,
Refresh
okay,
all. So go to data,
okay. So
refresh
that it
all.
does not, so that it does not affect the work, abi?
No, so it can update your pivot and everything.
Okay, 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 okay.
It can
Let
literally
me.
link everything to your analysis.
All
So
right, let
please
me.
try that and it will work. Vina, back to you. So you're not ready to share. Vina, you're not ready to share your. Okay, G, please go ahead.
So can I share my screen with you so you could see the blank I'm talking about?
All right.
No, please. I see. Okay, sorry. What about those blanks that appear? Are we to leave them like that, or we should change their names or something? I don't know.
So we spoke about that though. For
I
the
I,
category,
I joined later, babe, so I just woke up not quite long.
that's fine as long as you're here. So for the
Mhm.
categorical data set, for customer name, gender, product category, biscuits, fill it up with
Mm.
unknown,
Oh
right?
no, okay.
Yeah, you can still go back and watch this video to get the whole full explanation. Therefore, we don't have any blanks for quantity and unit price, right? Because
Okay.
we did our calculations. But in a case where we have blanks, we use average. And in the case where our numerical data is linked to,
Miriam,
yes, I
please,
can hear you.
for total amounts, I found out that we have three blanks. You can check for total amounts. We have three blanks.
Yes,
Eh,
yes.
you said for that blank. I asked you last week. Now you said if there's no unit price, we have to leave it because it shows that the customer did not buy anything.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
unit price or quantity. Quantity, it's quantity I mentioned.
That should be quantity.
So it's quantity I mentioned, not unit price. If it's unit price, we can fill that with an average, right?
Oh, are you talking of quantity? I thought you said if the quantity is the number of goods that are in the shop in supermarket.
Sorry, what did you say again?
I thought you said the quantity is the number of goods that are in the supermarket.
That you want to purchase, that you purchased.
Okay, that you want to purchase, not
Yes,
the exact number of. Okay, not the exact number of. But I asked you last week. You said if there is no unit price,
yes, sir.
if there's no unit price, and there's no total amount, we should leave it like that.
Amiran,
Okay, let me
hello?
clarify something. Yeah, sorry, please just hold on. Let me just clarify something, right? About what I said the other
Okay.
time. So, so unit price, so quantity is more of the amount of items we want to buy or we bought, right?
Okay.
And unit price is more of the price for each item. Now, if your quantity is blank, but the thing is, why would your quantity be blank and it would be in a data set, in this particular data set? Now, in a situation like that, we have to question the cashier. You get, we have to go
Mm-hmm.
back to the source and start asking questions. But since that's not the case, we don't have such opportunity here. Quantity is 0. It's not blank. If it's blank, it's a totally different thing. If quantity is 0 and we have a unit price, now let's assume our total amount is empty too. In this particular scenario, we would have to assume that this particular goods wasn't purchased, right?
Okay.
Wasn't purchased. But in a situation whereby we have the unit price, we have the total amount, we have to calculate for it. Okay? We have unit price, we have total amount. We can easily get the exact figure for this quantity. So in a situation whereby our unit price is blank and we have quantity and we have total amount, we can easily calculate for our unit price. Let's say 0 rather. It's explicitly stated there's 0. We can easily calculate. Am I mixing it up here or we are on the same page? Please unmute your mic and speak.
No, I know if there's a quantity and if there is an average, and if there's a total amount, you can calculate it because it's definitely the total amount divided by the quantity. What I'm saying is where there is no unit price and still no total amount there.
Is it zero or blank?
Like where there is blank. If you do value, the first time we were cleaning the set, you did value for that unit amount cell. So the ones that are blank, all
Came
the
up
ones
as
that were blank turn to zero. Okay. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah,
uh But
got that.
they were naturally but mainly black when the data was sent. They were blank. So definitely we know total amount is unit price times quantity. And therefore, if there's no unit price and there's quantity and total amount, you divide the total amount by the unit price to get by the quantity to get your unit price. But I'm talking of what where there is no in that same data line or row, there is no unit price and there is no total amount.
Okay. So in a case like that, we can still use our average if. Okay. Let's say what is highlighted here is soup. So if there is no quantity, there's no unit price. If there's no unit price for soup, we can get the average of our soup and impute that value. But in a case where quantity is zero, it is explicitly stated that quantity is zero, then we'll have a tough decision to make. I don't know if you guys get me. If quantity is zero and there's no total amount, we would have to take out that data set, be that particular data point because it's of no use to us. Can we all agree to that? You guys will have to speak.
Yes.
Mm.
So Vina, have I
So,
cleared that? Hello, Vina.
but I don't think there's any blank cell in quantity.
Yes.
I don't think there's any blank cell in quantity. But I know that like this invoice 134, Donald Ingram, his unit price is zero and his total amount is zero.
One
So
three
what
four.
you're trying to so what you're trying to say now is that we can calculate it. That was why I asked you that last week. That was why I asked this question last week, and then you made mention of if there's no unit price and there's no total amount, you should leave it. So that's why I left it.
Okay, there's no unit price and there's no total amount,
Yes, there's no unit price and there's no total amount.
but there's quantity.
Yes, there's just quantity. The quantity there is just two. So
What
how do we
what category does it fall under?
I'm calling. This one is household efficient. Donald Ingram. Because how are we going to get the average price using quantity and then fill it in when we don't know the okay. No, stuff is confusing.
Hi, Marian.
Yes, I can
So
hear
I
you.
checked down. I know she said there is no quantity. There was a point where there is no quantity and there is no total amount, but I can't find anything of such on the dirty data sets.
I
Oh,
do not say quantity and not total amount. I'm
you
talking
mean
about
unit
I
unit
price?
price.
Okay, there's nothing of such because I can see 3 empty unit price cells, and I can see that those empty cells actually have total amounts. And this is for number 4. I mean the row 4, 13, and 244. If you filter out the unit price, you will see that those that have empty values, like the cells are blank, actually have total amounts. You can cross-check that while we speak.
Still, I did not encounter any issue. I've cleaned this data set a lot of times. I've not encountered any issue like that.
Or
Although
Miriam
encountered
you can actually filter on call, filter for unit price, check for the blanks. You see that the empty values actually have total amount as well. Check for the unit price so we can just be clear about what we're.
Okay.
so unit price just 3,
Yes.
413 and 244 from our data sets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But still, we can still apply this now to other issues we come across in the future.
Okay.
So this will work. Fina, are we good to go or not?
Super.
I know you were speaking on something before and you're not ready to share your screen. So I don't know, somebody's hands, if
So
your hands are up.
yeah, Cindy, please can you allow me speak before you do? Because I wanted to share my screen earlier, please. Thank you. So I was
Okay,
speaking about
I should stop sharing.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Can you see my Excel sheet? Can you see it? Can anybody see my screen? Okay. Marianne, are you there? Hello. I'm waiting for Miriam to respond. Thank you, guys. Hi, Marianne.
It seems the coconut water is doing a lot of work on her, seriously. She really needs to go and get rid of that from her system before we tell her
Exactly.
that's to.
Exactly. I don't know if she's off the call. Okay, she's actually on the call. Okay, maybe let me just show you guys the challenge I'm having. Okay. So this is for my pivot table. Then I've actually done my pivoting, right? Then from here, I could see that I have some blanks. Okay. So I have some blanks. Okay, let me just do it this way. This is my pivoting for category by products, for the product category. So I have some blanks as well showing on my pivot table. So all I did was to hide it so it won't show. Then going to my clean data sets, there is nothing of sorts.
Sorry, Jude, please let's start again. Thank you.
What's
All
happening?
right. Maybe are you sure you don't want to take a break?
No, I'm fine.
Are you sure? Maybe we should just swap
Yes,
up on time and probably we'll definitely catch up during the next section.
I'm actually fine. I went to the other profile. If
Okay.
whenever you get a message from Chimezi, I'm actually the one operating there. It
Oh,
helps
okay.
me get the call. Yeah. So I went there to do something else. And if I had unmuted, it would have been echoing and the likes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. So I was talking about my analytics. On my product category now, I had to can you see the list I have here?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, so I have blanks included as well, of which I'm pretty sure, or I suppose it's not supposed to be on this list. So I had to uncheck it so that it doesn't reflect on my dashboard. right? So going
Okay.
back to my clean data sets, I try to filter to see if I have any blank cell, any blanks showing under this category.
All right.
So what I'm going to do now is to filter it out. Then, okay, sorry, hold on. So here it is.
Are you seeing why you're having that?
Is it because I highlighted the whole page? Like
Yes,
convert
that's
the whole
why.
page. Oh,
Yes.
okay. So for me to convert just that data set to table, I need to click on Control A, right?
For you to what?
Like, how do I just highlight this data set only without highlighting the whole Excel
So I
page?
think you did some, maybe you can, when it comes to pivot tables,
Mm-hmm.
right? The moment you add a cell, the moment you add a row or a
Mm,
column, it adds automatically. So at a point where you were calculating a particular column,
mm.
you filled down.
Okay,
So
okay. I
that's why
think
you
I
have
did that.
extra. That's why you have excess. Now in all your columns,
Mm.
you will be seeing blanks, all of it. So you have
Okay,
to look for a
okay.
way and delete it. Delete them, refresh all.
Okay, yes, I got the point. I got the point. All right. Thank you for that
Yes, before you were
clarification.
speaking on. You're welcome. So Cindy, you can go now.
Okay. My question is about this payment method that
All
you
right.
change some of the variables. Uh, I think I know you might have explained it before, but sorry, I forgot. So you changed online, bank
Okay.
transfer, and think another one to just transfer.
Yes.
What if what if your assumption was wrong? I'm not saying it is. I'm just like in case of future data sets, what if your assumption was wrong? Like why did you assume that they all meant transfer?
Okay. So in the real world, you always have where to fall back on, right? But in this
Okay.
particular phase, you do not really have where to fall back on. So most of the things you are doing is following the rules and you're assuming the assumption, you're assuming as an expert. Now, in a case where in the real world that kind of thing happen, you have to go back and start asking. You get, why do we have this? What is this doing here? Is it the same thing or not? But in that particular scenario, we had, give me a minute, let me open this data set. And where is that? Come in, hold on. For that particular scenario now, we had bank transfer. Bank
Yeah.
transfer, yes. Bank transfer online. What was online? Is it not still transfer? And we had transfer. So if you go to the bank and do a transfer, it's still a transfer, right?
Yes.
If you use your money point app, the fintech apps to do transfer, it's still transfer.
Okay.
If How do you make payments online? Okay, you can as well say, okay, we can make payments. If you're making payments online too, it's still transfer because here it was fully stated that we have POS. So if you literally made a payment with a card, you get me,
Mm,
can as well see that also. We can now say, okay, for card payments, we used POS. So POS payments and cards are the same thing. So if we had cards here, personally, I would have changed it to POS or cards. All right.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't know if you agree with me. Bank transfer is transfer. Transfer is transfer. This transfer that is not spelled correctly is transfer. And online
It's
in the
also
real
trans.
sense is also transfer. So with that particular assumption and premise of mine, categorize everything as transfer. All right.
Okay, but it's just because of this data set. It may not be the same thing for another data set.
Yes. And still in like the real world, when you start getting clients and all, you have to ask them because as a data analyst, you're likely to work in various industries. Even when you niche down, maybe you might get a job from construction. I got one from construction. I don't know anything about construction, but I had to understand every field, everything that's going on, every data point. You might get one from construction, and you have to be like, you have to, one of the skills as a data analyst is communication. You have to communicate. If you're not ready, if you cannot communicate, you have to communicate, you have to ask questions, you need to understand. If not, you're not going to do the job well. So yeah.
Oh, okay, I understand.
All right. Do we have more questions or not? So what do you guys think? Do you people think we should move on with our review or not? We're supposed to talk about our new data set. I'm supposed to put up a poll.
Yes, I was just about to ask that actually.
Supposed to put up a poll, and our next deadline is on Thursday.
Sorry, please.
Mm.
These customer names, the ones that are blank, we should change it to unknown, Abi.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm going to do a community call, have a community call this evening. So to know how we are going about the likes. I think what I want us to work on next is about customer segmentation. That's customer analysis. So if you're in the finance sector, you want to study, sorry, Cindy, I'm coming. You want to like study about customer behavior. How, okay, basically doing analysis on the customer behavior. Let's say you can, if you're working with business and finance, you can talk a bit, you can do an analysis on the behavior, on their shopping habits and the likes. If you're working in the whole pharmacy or healthcare, you can do a little analysis about the behavior. And same thing with supply chain and logistics. Do they really have anything to do concerning behavior? Please, Cindy, you can speak.
Okay, I know you said we are going to do a community call tonight concerning our next data set, but I just wanted to ask, are you going to be providing the data sets or are we going to be outsourcing it?
Okay, that depends on our result from the poll. So I
Okay,
have
okay,
to put that up this morning.
okay.
I did not touch my system yesterday or do anything work related. That's why.
Yeah,
Yes, I can hear you.
please, I refreshed my clean data so that's Lagos stuff. But then I went back to my pivot table now and location is not coming out. So I don't know how to set that out.
Location is not coming out how? You lost location.
On the pivot chat fields.
Wow. This your data set no green cleaner. And you have
Sorry?
refused to share your screen.
Oh, I should share my screen.
Yes, you said if you're using your phone now, you can obviously not see that.
Okay.
If you see, don't bother facing your camera backwards. I would not even see shit. I swear.
Are you saying it happens?
No, I'm not saying. I cannot. I won't look through that. I can't look through that. It's so early
Okay.
for my eyes to start aching. So I don't know when, maybe when you're on your device, you can actually hit me up if I'm free, schedule a call, send it across to me, and we'll just hop on
Okay.
it and start it. Don't forget
Okay.
on that, send me a message when I'm free. Even if I'm not free, I'll try and create out time. As long as I'm not having a meeting, you
Okay.
share your screen, we can look through it immediately. But it's fine if you're not ready to share your screen right now.
Alright, no problem.
Okay. So what do you guys think? Should we review? I think we have a lot. We have a lot of work to review. A lot. We had turn up for our submission, and I'm really, really happy about it. So, what do you guys think? Should we review? We have we can stay till 7. It's supposed to be like 2 hours calls. Should we review, or we should move on to Wednesday? Honestly, Wednesday is not really ideal. By Wednesday, we should be talking about our new data sets. So, what do you guys think?
Let's
Please,
review.
Let's review like one or two, because reviewing everything it might take more than 3 hours. You have, from the last time you reviewed, I'm sure you have more than 8 submissions.
all right. Jade, that means Vina, some person's work will get skipped though, and that's really not a good one. I was on an X space and somebody was talking about, well, I did not speak, I just joined this space. Somebody was talking about how beginners get to do their work and they do not even know if what they are doing is right or wrong. You get, you don't know if they are doing the main thing or they are doing something wrong. And this is where like mentorship comes in. Mentorship is very, very important. It can never be overemphasized. If you're starting out in a particular field, I know most persons may not have the money. That is obviously okay. Most persons may not have the money. They can decide to self-learn. If you're self-learning, you're just going to stress yourself. It's really going to be stressful. Even as I'm like this, I have a mentor. I always fall back at, I always, every time I'm bombarding my mentor. Cindy knows my instructor. We attend boots tech hub. This question, you go get how you go ask me question where I no sabi. I'll go back. Me, I'll run to my mentor and I'll ask my mentor. So it's very, very important to, so I would advise, even if we just have to make our time, even if we cannot do it on our morning calls, that's fine. But in the evening when we are free, we can still, maybe if reviewing work is taking much of our morning time, you understand, we can as well start looking through the jobs during the evening calls, because it will even make, it will open our eyes to a lot of things. We cannot agree to that. So, like, what's the essence of doing a job and dropping it on a group if it's not being reviewed? People will be really, really lazy and not to look to work through that. So our advice, if we cannot do it on this call, that's fine. But we have to figure out a way to
Yeah,
review all of
that
the yeah.
that's fine. I understand your standpoint. Yes, people will feel like next time. So why am I dropping? Am I submitting and all that? But I think the evening time too would make sense. So we would share it instead of trying to do everything on morning call.
All right. So that works. So what are we saying? Are we reviewing one or two, or we are ending the call? Maybe we can schedule a call for this night or tomorrow night. Anyone that works best. Maybe we can start using Tuesdays and Thursdays to review work. Something like that, but that should be at night. So what are you guys saying? Jade,
I, I,
Cindy, Faith, you've been here, you've been laughing. I've been seeing all your laughing emojis. They are roasting me. You're laughing. No one, no problem. Cindy, please speak.
okay, I think we should review what we can now on the morning call, even if it's just one work. so that later on, when we decide on a time to review it at night, we can just continue with whatever's left.
All right, that's fine. So I think let's do at least 2 revision, just 2. Then we can all go back. So I can go and jog and I can feel better. All right. But honestly, I feel so much better compared to when I was just sleeping and waking up. Okay. So Obi was here earlier and Obi left. Sorry. Obi, you're still here, right?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right. So we'll review Obi's work. Let me see who else is on the call, so he can explain himself. So Faith and Ifoma, I'm always tempted to call you Franklin, honestly. Faith and Ifoma, please unmute your mic and speak. Are you guys here? Have your work been reviewed?
Yes, I'm here.
Have your work been reviewed before? Have you
I
sent your
don't.
work in or not?
I sent my work on
Have
Friday.
your work been reviewed? You don't know.
I don't know yet. Too.
All right, that's fine. Faith, are you here? Have your work been
Yes,
reviewed
I'm
before?
here. Good morning.
Good
No,
morning. You've not dropped your work.
no, I
All right.
haven't.
So we'll look at Obi's work, Obi and Faith. Okay. Okay. Obi's supermarket report. Okay. Obi used Obi did not use a wireframe. Obi, did you use a wireframe? No.
No, I didn't, and I didn't have enough time to work through the wireframe to submit before this morning call. But I'll be sure to do one next time.
All right, that's fine. Sorry. Obi, where are you speaking from?
Zambia.
Okay, I asked you the last time.
Like it says on the box. I was designed by Apple in California.
Okay. All right. So he did revenue trend. We spoke on this. Daily trend. We Let me just move over to the others and see. So for Obi's data set, we cannot agree that this is okay for the eyes. The only parts I have an issue with is just that particular field. If it's out, that's fine. Compared to, but if it's inside, it should be visible enough. Right? So it's more visible when it's out compared to when it's inside, because of the whole black, red, and blue thing. So, but we can all see what we have here. So he has revenue by payment method. So he did transfer, he has bank transfer, he has online. So Obi was on the call when I explained this, the whole bank transfer, online and transfer thing. So if that same what is it called? If he shares the same ideology with me or reasoning with me, Obi, you can go back and adjust it. But if you choose to do something else, that's fine. So Obi, why is this blank here? Why is this blank here? This blank should not be here. That's number one. So please take note of that. right?
Okay.
This blank should not be here. Look for a way. If the blank is coming out, filter it out. Go to this particular pivot, filter it out. Let it not appear here, right? So he
Right.
did revenue by location and unknown location. So we can still see from this OB's work, he has Lagos, he has Lagos, he has Lagos in two places. So Obi, you were on the call when I explained what should be done. So you go back and adjust this and it will work. Adjust it and refresh and it
Okay.
will work. Thank God you're on the call and I know why I'm reviewing the works. I'll be individuals work that are on the call. So for this product, we have blanks. We have our blanks here. Now, if you notice, I had an issue with this. There's something I always tell myself. I used to say something where you know Sabi big pass you. And that's the honest truth. So there was one time where I was working on a data set and I deleted a particular field from my data set, but it was still showing here. And I was asking myself, why is this thing still showing here? Why is it showing here? Why is it showing here? If you ever encounter any issue like that, all you have to do is you go to your slicer setting and you have to uncheck show items deleted from the data set, and that works. If you want to show items with data, with no data, if you want to show items with no data, Jade is calling me. Did I get kicked out? Oh, Franklin, please speak. If Mama, please speak. Jade is calling me.
Okay, please. I was supposed to like tell you about this stuff. The what do they call it? Revenue on the wireframe when I was trying to put my total revenue from my previous table to that place. That's interesting. I tried everything I watched in your video, it did not work.
Wait, just hold on. Let me look away and get Jade back in.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, we are back. Jade and Vina, you guys got kicked out. I'm sorry. I'll try and make the call public from now henceforth so anybody can just join in. Please, Ifeoma, you can continue.
Okay. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it like this. Let us finish attending. Obi is not here. Jesus, Obi left this call. Oh God. Let's okay, speak.
Okay. I said for my the wireframe when I was trying to do that get private, like to place my total revenue on the revenue spot,
Okay.
it wasn't working. If I go to my private table and then from your video, you say who enter that total revenue on an empty row. I be empty because just one empty row now. Then when we now get to our wireframe, we create a text box, write equal to in that formula box, then go back to the pivot table, click on that this thing, total revenue. And if we go to this thing, our wireframe, that formula box, it will appear there. But my own
Mm.
did not appear.
Your own did not appear.
Yes.
Do you have get pivot chart? Get pivot formula? Abi function? You have it. Shit,
But
are
I
you
have
hearing
it.
me?
I actually want to like redo my data again because of since I've been able to get all the mistakes I've made. I want to reclaim my data again, and so I'm actually deleting it.
Okay.
But
So let's do
what I'm asking you, so that when I'm working on it, I will know how to set it out.
okay. I don't know why your own is not working. And the best way I can go about it is to tell you to share your screen. And you're not on your system. So still, when you're ready,
Okay,
reach out
okay,
to me. We'll figure that.
okay. Because I even asked ChatGPT all the things that told me to do, I did them.
It did not work.
Yes, it told me before that maybe my get private this thing is button is off. I should go and give me steps on where to go and on it. I went there, it was not. I noticed it was not off. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
Yes, I went there and I noticed that it was not switched off. So that means it had to work. But then when I go back to do it again, normally to show get pivots, then sheet maybe sheet one or what, it won't even show. My own will not even show. Man, I was so stressed. I had to send in my work like that to the group because I thought I was already running out of time.
Okay.
So I
Yes.
will when I reclaim I want to redo my data work again this morning. So when I'm done, I will now if I'm still encountering that issue, I will now get reach out to you.
All right. That's fine. That works. That
Right.
works.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. So Obi left the call. You can imagine how heartbreaking it is. So Obi has to figure out why his blanks are showing here. Yay.
So, Miriam, I actually thought it has to do with the same thing I explained to you earlier. Because I experienced the same thing on my dashboard, not until I had to like uncheck it on the pivot table. Maybe it's actually similar to what I experienced. That could be the reason.
With Franklin.
Yes,
With Ifeoma. All right.
that's
When
what I
she's ready,
think.
when she's ready to sort it out now, we could just hop on it and help her out.
All right.
Okay, so Obi is not here. We have to figure out the way. We don't want to see your blanks, honestly. That is none of our business. We do not want to see your blanks. There's this Port Harcourt here. We don't want to see it. So you have to get rid of it. So we have Port Harcourt, we have Port Harcourt here. So it means this data set is not built.
We are not saying your. I can't see your projection. I don't know if it's the same thing for everyone.
I even stopped sharing and I had no idea I stopped sharing.
But you said we should change the blanks in category to unknown.
Yes,
So, but is the unknown allowed to show on the pivot chart?
yes, it is.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can now start saying, okay, this is the amount of missing field we had from our data set and or compared to blanks. So he has Port Harcourt, he has Port Harcourt hyphen here. So this must as well be. So can you guys see what happened there? Please, I need somebody to speak. Did we see that? Did we see what that? Because you're likely to encounter this particular issue. Please, whoever is raising their hands up, drop it down and speak.
Okay. So what I wanted to ask, while I was working with Ubi on this, he said he had at first he put a slicer for months. That's timeline, a
All right.
timeline slicer. So it got me thinking, how do we add a slicer for time if the timeline slicer isn't appropriate because we don't have all the months given in our data sets?
I don't understand that question.
How do
I'm not convinced.
Okay, how do we add a slicer for time period, say for a specific for so week?
Okay. You have to generate a column for that, right? So
Okay.
let's say you have from like 1 to 24 hours, right? You can decide
Mm.
to put it, I don't know what you'll be calculating for. You can decide to put from 1 to 24, or let's say you want to categorize them from 1 to 9 a.m. Abi, from 1 to 9 a.m. means something to you, you get maybe shopping behavior, how individuals shop earlier, shop in the
Okay.
morning, the afternoon, the evening, yeah. So there are some certain things you have to do that you have to, something like end of month, right? End of month, there are times we can extract just months. Assuming we did not have the insert timeline, what we would have been using is we would have extracted the month and would have used the month as a slicer. You get. So in that kind of situation, that's exactly what you do,
But in this
right?
case, we have 2 months, if I'm not mistaken.
We actually have just 2 months?
Yes,
But
we
it's
have
actually
June and
nice.
July. Okay.
It's
Please,
actually
someone should
nice.
confirm me.
It's 2 months, so
It's
just
actually
2 months.
nice we worked because at first I'm like, why did I even allow us to work on this data set? It's giving too many issues, but it's even from the issues and challenges that you realize that you really realize a lot of things. And I'm happy we actually worked on this. From my own, I have May to to December. Oh. I don't know how,
Are you sure?
but I think I have.
Because I'm looking at the messy data set. I can only see June and July. That's it. So the time you mentioned on the
So,
previous call for me to get my dates in check, I it's just this morning I went back and I found out that there was only 2 months. I can only see 2 months.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
good
I'm a
morning.
bit confused because mine actually has several months. So I don't know where it's just 2 months that other people are talking about. So if it's possible, if you can review my work, I'd really appreciate. So I know
Sorry.
probably I did a couple of things wrong.
All right, AY speaking. Okay, I'm coming. This is 15. Sarah Hall. Are you seeing this September, if I'm not mistaken? So this, Shibi, we can all see my screen now. This thing will not work.
I'm not seeing your screen. I don't know if it's me. If it's just me.
Please, can we all see my screen? Okay, Cindy can see my screen. AY, you have to leave the call and come back.
All right, that's
That's
fine.
fine.
Mary, I can't see any projection. I can't see anything on your screen.
Voila.
Nothing is
Let me see.
projecting from my hand.
I'll stop sharing and I'll share again. Can we see it now? AY and Jade. Cindy, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen now.
Jade,
Yes, I
how
I'm
about
not.
can.
Yes, 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 yes.
all right? So what I looked at this clean data set and I see this is September, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, July. So this is 15 Sarah Halls. I looked through here too. 15 Sarah Hall. I'm looking through this. This is the dirty data set though, and I'm seeing July. So I did months to get the number, right? I need a filter here. Actually, it's showing just 6 and 7, June and July. So in a situation like this, you did a wrong analysis. Totally wrong analysis. I have to clean this data again. So it's just June and July. That's why as a data analyst, you have to be very, very observant. If not, you pack your load and go back to your village. The CMD packing. So we have just June and July. So for individuals like myself, because when I claimed this previously, I had several months and I didn't even bother to even claim it again and notice anything. I just decided to do a dashboard. But from the look of things, I have to clean this and I have to recreate. So it's just for June and July, everybody. Are we all on the same page? Congratulations to Cindy and Jade. You guys won this time around. So, yes, AY. AY, you've taken note of that, right?
I'm going to go through it again and I'll confirm. I'm not with my system right now, actually, but I will check to confirm.
Okay. Sorry, is there any other thing? Can we go back to Obi's work? Cindy, have you figured out your dates? You haven't. Wow. I don't
No, I
see
have.
anything. You have.
Yes, my dates are all fine. You pointed that out in the review.
I thought you were having issues with your dates. How did you figure
Yes,
that
I
out?
was. How did I figure it out? Lots of retries, several retries. It was I don't even, I was working on my pivots at some point and I don't know what I did. I cancelled all the work I done. I undid all the work I did on my pivots. All my pivots disappeared. Meaning I had to import the raw data set again and clean again. So it was then that I started working on the dates first and everything just worked. I imported it into Power BI. And the moment I imported it into Power BI, the entire formatting was fixed.
All right, all right. Okay, okay. So I did something here, and I was asking us if we saw that, which is Port Harcourt was showing, and Port Harcourt with the hyphen was showing, right? I don't think I can do Control Z though, so no work. I just want to speak on it in case we encounter this issue. So yeah, look at it. So Port Harcourt, we have Port Harcourt and we have Port Harcourt with the hyphen. So this Port Harcourt with the hyphen is showing. Now you might fall into this particular trap and you start thinking, oh my God, this particular role I deleted or I changed, why is it showing? Why is it here? So in a situation whereby you have that, you have to go to your slicer setting. You have to go to your slicer setting. You have to uncheck show items deleted from the data source in order to get rid of that. So that's why he was having that particular one. His blanks, he should go to his, he should check why he's having his blanks, just like Jade checked for hers. And he should check the likes. Still, if it does not work, he should filter this out. So he has product and he has location. As long as you have location to me, you are doing a great job. Then he still have unknown and he has blanks. We don't want to see blanks, trust me. So let me even see if this thing is interactive. So now we can see that he did not link his slicers. He did not link his slicers to all his charts, which is wrong. We need an interactive dashboard. So all your slicers should be linked. All slicers should be linked to your charts, right? That is one. So we have hero total customer. Okay. Total quantity, total revenue. Please, it's very, very important when you're doing this total revenue, you have to indicate the symbol so people will know. It's very, very important to indicate Naira, all these things that have to do with unit and the rest. Your symbol is very, very important. So I was speaking on symbol. This one, this one, this daily chart, this is like a 2 months. So what exactly can we see from this daily chart? We can see here that, oh, June 3rd, 2025, we had more of sales. In a situation where you want to do this daily trend, blah, 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 please have your months, have a filter for your month, right? So we can easily click on months to see the total and click on the next month to see the total. I don't know if you guys get me. Maybe you have a particular trend you've noticed from the whole daily thing. That's up to you. If you have something to explain concerning the daily trend, you explain that. But at the same time, they would like to see the total. They would like to compare for both months. So you can filter through and the likes. So, Obi, please make that possible. Please, any question concerning this, so we can move on? No question, right?
No
So
question.
AY, you're here now. You're not leaving us anytime soon. Let's review Franklin's work, Reformer's work first. Then we'll review yours, and
All
we'll
right.
call it
That,
a day. Okay. Sorry. Franklin, Informer, please help me
Yes.
highlight your. Please just highlight your work.
Okay. Have you sent?
Okay. This is interesting. Franklin, Informer, you dey vex o. Jesus. Wow, wow, wow. Interesting stuff. So you did a wireframe.
Yes.
That's nice. That's nice. So I can see your shadow. Your shadow is showing in your purple background. You don't need something that is harsh and
Okay.
it's far apart. I'm looking through this. You have a border style. What do they call this? Borderline in this one, but you don't have in the rest. Let me find my glasses. You don't have in the rest. Just to
Oh,
make sure that your stars is very, very, what is it called? Very, very well aligned. From your icons, you started with a black icon, then you decided to change to something else, to colors. It's not ideal. Makes your work look some type of way. I like your photo, your LinkedIn, a former Franklin, Ash Supermarket monthly performance. So, okay, you've not been able to. She did data dictionary also. Interesting. Insight question explained. She explained these are her questions. She can literally use these questions to generate a report, right?
yes.
Yeah, I even forgot to speak on something. Sorry, let me go back. Hopefully, Obi watches this video to this point. So, Obi did his pivot chart here. Why, Obi? Why? Please, next time, create a sheet for your analysis only and impute it there. Is this even a table, Obi? I don't even think this is a table. Please, next time, make it a table. It just makes things so much better. On Obi's work, see, Tyler, there's a space. He has column name. He has column name too. He did not delete the column name that he does not want. He left the both of them there. For these dates, there's supposed to be a date here. There's no date in his own. His should be no date column is I mean no date rule is blank. All of them there's something there. His own there's nothing. So please take note of that. Okay. We have our clean data, we have our messy data. Okay. Impact of location. So you spelled your location wrong and gender on total sales. Okay, interesting analysis. So we can now start looking at Abuja. We have more of males buying. That means Ibadan. Women are buying more. Okay, this is nice. And this can be categorized as customer behavior, right? Which
Okay.
individuals are purchasing our goods more? Who are our target audience? Who should we focus on more? Right?
Mm.
So for Lagos, these two. So you have this Lagos here and you have this Lagos here.
Yeah, I spoke about it now
Yeah, you spoke
earlier.
about.
That. Mm.
So you have cash, you have POS, you have transfer. So in a situation like this, one thing I like, and I can see that your outline, you have for this particular chart, you have an outline. You want to expand this, so it will fill here and it will be easily to read through, right? Now it's more visible compared to before. I mean, you have space, utilize it. So this
Okay.
one, you forgot to remove the background thing. You're not done with your job, Sha. So it would be nice to have table labels, to have like numbers on it. But still, it depends on the story you want to tell. From the chart, we can still see the whole, oh, this is doing more than this and all of that. For this one, at least have your percentage or your data value. So we can tell, yes, transfer is doing so much compared to the likes. But we would like to see this 49%. And I'm saying that you use the dollar. This should be Naira. We pointed that out, right?
Okay.
So we have revenue by revenue per product category. Okay. Still, if we have a location slicer, this would be more reasonable. Right now, for me, this analysis is more of like a regional sales, blah, blah, blah. So we would like to make decisions based on each region, right? In
Okay.
as much as we want to know the region that is making more sales and the rest, we would also like to know, we would also like to make decisions on each region concerning the data sets we have. So yeah, then we have and here sef a stacked column would not be bad. A stacked column, then you have the your slicer where you can just easily filter through. So revenue performance by product line. Some of this one is long though. So still we want to be seeing more of each location, right? If it's just one supermarket, if it's just from a particular location in Port Harcourt, you understand. That is when okay, we can now start doing it. Okay, ah, so many of our customers. Sorry.
Oh no. Sorry, my brother was.
All right, Oma. All right, that's fine. I was saying Omo. So we can now start looking at oh, from our from our supermarkets, a lot of persons are shopping air fresheners and the likes. So okay, let us buy more air fresheners, nice fragrance and the rest. So I think that's that.
Okay,
Yeah.
for that chart, what it was supposed to interpret was the product that is, I think that is doing well. I'm not close to my system now. I'm coming. I'm going to check. Because I explained it on the inside question. quick. I think that is doing well. Oh, let me check. I'm coming, please. I'm going close to my system now. Okay, I'm here. I'm coming. Okay. Okay. Which product line sells high in quantity but brings low revenue?
Now, from this data set, that particular stuff makes sense. From the data set, you see that we don't even have anything like cost price,
Mm,
right? In the sense, we can now start doing cost price minus sales to get our profits. We'll now have to
yes.
start looking through. So that particular analysis will not work for this. Can we all agree to that?
Okay.
Yes. But in a
Okay.
situation where you have cost price and you have your sales, you can now start calculating for profits. Makes sense. You're doing. Are you in BNF?
Yeah. Yes, that's what I picked.
Okay. So yeah, it makes sense. It makes so much sense. But for this particular one, no, we cannot do such analysis. We don't have cost price. So if I'm any other thing from your end before we move further.
Okay. So you mean the revenue performance by product line, right? That's the one you're talking about.
Yes. And at the
Okay.
same time, you cannot do any analysis concerning profits in this particular dashboard. If you really want to do
Um.
something concerning profits, you can look through that my YouTube video and you pick up something from there.
Okay, but is it concerning profit? Um because okay, like I said, the product line that sells in high quantity but brings low revenue. That was what
High quantity. Oh, that's what he said.
yes, yes. The product line that sells in high quantity but brings low revenue. For my pivot table,
Oh, sorry, I did not hear that. I heard the difference in entirely. So
okay.
looking at this, we need to even see our quantities. Are we seeing, or maybe you made the two of them purple? Or what did you do? Ifoma. 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 Ifoma.
Oh,
We
I s-
we all know that
okay.
song. What did
That
you
that
do?
stuff is the template that my Excel brought out. There were different templates for that particular chart. So it's not like I made it purple. So
You
well,
have to know what you're doing now. Now, I don't even know which is
right.
which because the two of them.
I'll just do that stuff back again. Okay.
No problem. I wish I could really. The two of them, they are purple. We need to change one color to know what we are doing. Like if you're working with different things, so
Mm,
like this, you need to you want to see total amount and total quantity. You need to change the color so you can see. If not, you'll not be able to tell anything.
okay. Mm.
So now, we've changed some of total amount to red. I know they even see
This the other sum of quantities now.
is here, but you cannot match it.
Okay.
You cannot just see it because are you seeing it under?
Okay.
See it under now. You cannot compare it to me see. Even if you use line safe, see now it's still under.
Okay, so how do I go about it? And then this
You can you can use area, sha. You can use
okay,
area. You'll now be looking. Let me see. This one won't be visible enough. You can manage and use area, but you have to put a reasonable color.
okay. So for dashboards, there are like colors that you don't use at all.
No, depends on what you are doing.
Alright.
There are no colors you don't use. Like red now, obviously, if you're working with a brand that works with red,
Okay.
you can use red. So it just depends on what you are doing. So that's all right. Sorry, Ewa, you're here.
Yeah, yes, I am.
All right, let's look at Ewa's work and call it a day. So informal, the thing is, this particular thing, you shall do your report and you now you come up with, oh, so and so this, because your stakeholders cannot look at all these things. So that's why your report is very, very important. Straight, concise, and to the point. So you
Okay.
have to look through that and interpret. Ewa, please help me highlight your work.
Okay. Please, when I was creating the wireframe on PowerPoint, and
Yeah.
my size and your size you worked in a video, they are not the same thing. Like, and the space looks small.
Yeah, the space is usually small, but when you insert it to Excel, then mine is width, yours is not width. I mean mine is 6 centimeters. I don't even know. When I was teaching in a particular class, we had that issue. Is that what you're
Okay.
speaking on? Our measurements are not the same. Is that what you're speaking on?
Okay. Yes. The measurement was giving me headache, and that was why I couldn't get correct measurements for some of them.
Okay. So I think in a situation like that, just go to in a situation like that, go to ChatGPT and ask, what's the blah blah
Alright.
blah size for this? Yes. In my
Okay.
class, I told them that they should just adjust and what fits. They should go with it, or you can as well use ChatGPT for that. Okay.
Thank you.
My pleasure. So I've looked through your work. Have I not looked through your work before? Or I just opened it and I did not look through it.
I don't think you have before.
That means that day that we spoke on that call, I just opened it. I did not look through it. Okay. I'm going to look through your data sets first.
All right.
So he has December. AY has November. AY, where's your dirty data set? You deleted it.
I just transformed it from here. So I worked on it here and turned it to table. So I guess that's the mistake I made. So I did text to column and I got that. Um, if I had actually been on the other meeting, I'd have been able to pick out the fact that it's actually just June and July. But when I did the test to column and I have all this, I just proceeded to actually do my analysis. I didn't know that. I didn't look through. I just thought, I mean, everything just aligned well. So I thought it's just it actually covers the whole month. I didn't know it was actually just June and July. So
All right, that's fine. So what I'm speaking of is always best to have a copy of your raw data sets before you start your analysis. Okay. So let's say in this particular area where we noticed that some certain months are not supposed to be there, we can easily go back and start looking through. Or in case there's even an issue, I want to delete this and start again. But now I don't even have where to fall back to, right? So you never had any issue with your text to column. So this was what your Excel gave you.
yes.
All right. The first time I cleaned this, I didn't have any issue with this. Excel gave me this thing to the zero. All of a sudden, Excel changed minds, decide to do otherwise. Okay. I wouldn't blame you for that, honestly. Excel did this thing and you did yours. Okay. Okay. So he gave us first quarter, he gave us quarters.
I just wanted to say something. So in the real world, more often than not, at least one would know how many months we're actually working on. So I guess I will not be having this sort of mistake, right? And you could see that majority of my analysis is actually based on that, timeline and the trends. You could see that I actually did quarter and or whatnot. If I'd actually been able to figure it out that it's just June, July, I mean, there wouldn't have been any reasons for me coming up with the slice of having the 4 quarters and all whatnot. So,
No,
uh,
Eli, trust me, it's fine. I made the same mistake.
okay.
Yeah, so it's totally fine. Even if I do not make the same mistake, it's totally fine. It's just giving us this sense that that's the reasons why we need challenges moving forward. It's just giving us this sense to be more observant as analysts and to pay attention to details, right? So you'd see now that you've noticed something like this happening, the next time you're to work on anything related to dates, you'll be more observant, you look through it, you pay more attention to it, right? So it's trust me, there's no problem. You don't have to explain yourself. I'll totally get it. We'll just do your analysis based on what you have.
Yeah.
And we'll just do the whole thing based on what you have. That's fine. If you want to adjust it, so it's okay. That's up to you. If you wish not to adjust it, that's still up to you. Anyways, that's why we are doing correction so we can pick in what works and what cuts out what doesn't. So first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, he has his location and he has payments type. So he has online and transfer and he has others. What did you categorize as others or none?
So the others, thinking that probably there will be another means of payments since we actually have cash online, POS, and transfer. So there are some of them that um, I think no, they are blank basically. So I just decided to actually use others. Maybe some people are deciding to use I don't know, um, Bitcoin, keep cryptocurrencies and all whatnot. So that's why I decided to use others. I thought about filtering it out, but I mean there was no clarification, and I don't want to lose any data points, so that's why I decided to just use others for it.
All right. It's not even advisable to filter it out. AYA Web3 guy.
Uh, Beginner basically, and I'm still getting to know more about Web3. I'm thinking of actually going into it, in the nearest future.
Wow. Are you one of the individuals that filled in what is it called? Blockchain as one of their industries?
No, no, sure, no, I wasn't part of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, no problem.
yeah.
Okay. Um so still you can see he's factoring in other types of payments. That's nice. Thinking big for the supermarkets. They accept cryptocurrencies. Wow. That's nice. Um anyway, are you seeing this particular crypto? This 106 naira. But that's by the way. We can never over assume. As analysts, we need our imaginations to go as wide as it can. All right. Okay. So he has sales by product category, right? So when it comes to the color, for me, this is suiting to my eyes. I don't know if you people would say otherwise, but this is okay for my eyes. Yes. I don't know if someone else is going to counter that. The greens, the white, and the black, they all fit where they are supposed to fit in. Although you can make a little adjustment to your slicer so it can fit in more. So if your slicers are black too, black, the whole green thing. I talked about how to modify slicers. I should make a video on that, honestly. How to modify slicers. It has to customize slicers to your taste using Excel. Okay, he has monthly sales trend. And for June, we made so much sales for June compared to other months. He has sales distribution by gender. And from this, we can see that we have more of, let's say, we have an additional 3% compared to males. So females are doing lots of shopping. We can still filter this by month. Or we can look at Abuja. Our females need even buy anything for Abuja. It's mostly male that are buying. We can look at we can look at Kano, Lagos, and we can literally see the shopping behavior looking through location. That's why I've been emphasizing on how important it is to have location here. So he did revenue by top 5 products sold. Still, we can filter for each location to know are Lagos State people based on the hot sun and the plenty trekking and the whole traffic jam. These people, they are spending so much money on water. And our lucky people don't even have water. So they are spending so much money on water. Now, this is a good analysis. For our branches we have at Lagos, we need to supply more water. Do we get out of stock? How can we go about making sure we always have water? Very important. So, AY, okay. AY's everything, AY's this thing is interactive, which is important. Why have slicers when they cannot be interactive? So, and this is showing blue. We're going to clear this. And we have quantity sold by products category. Okay. This is what um um Informa,
Yes.
instead of doing products, what is it called? Product what? Product name. Why don't you do product category compared to quantity? Since that since the data this thing is really far from each other, what do you think? Because
Okay.
we've already categorized our data and we have just 4 fields. So if we impute, we get 4 extra. Yeah, it will be small, but still we can make something out of it. We can even see our data up here compared to what we had there. What do you think? That works, right?
No problem.
All right. Anyways,
Okay.
I must
Please,
comment.
sorry.
Sorry?
I'm trying to work on data again. This our dates. We just have 2 months, Abby.
Yes.
That is July and June.
Yes.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Okay. So AY, I must really commend you for your work. You did a great job, right? You did a really great job. Your alignments are placed properly. You did a great job. Do you identify as an intermediate or an expert
And
or a
I'm still intermediate. Thank you.
intermediate? Okay.
Yeah, I still have a
Okay,
lot
yeah,
of things to learn.
intermediate. All right. Anyways, so yeah, this is a great work. You did a good one.
Thank
You did a
you.
good one. You'd
Except the dates.
still not your fault.
Hey, it's kind
Actually,
of painful that I actually did this whole thing based on those timeline, and I mean, getting to now know that it's actually supposed to be June and July. It's very painful that I didn't catch it sometime. Really.
that's fine. Just take note of that.
Thank
So
you.
great work. I think you do perfectly well working with wireframes
Oh,
because
definitely. I will work on it.
do you have any background with colors? Any past background with colors?
I used to be a graphic designer for a while before I decided to leave it and just focus on trying to
You
try
can
things.
you can always catch them. You would know. Anyways, please, Vina and Jade, they always have something to say. Vina, Jade, Cindy, do you have anything to say
Oh, this
about
is
what?
actually impressive.
All
I
right.
love it.
Jade and I were on the same table. Vina, Cindy.
No, I don't really have much to say. I love his work.
All right.
Yeah, see, I
And
think I share the same. It's okay, it's nice. Even though I didn't look very well when you were doing it because I was busy doing some other thing, but the overview, like looking at it. But I don't know, where the slicers are they interactive? Are they connected? Were they all
yes, they are.
oh,
They are all connected.
okay?
All right. So this is another reason why we need to look through everybody's work so we can actually spot them. So I just noticed something with your icons, right? So they are not properly aligned. So make sure they are all in the same, they are all shifted in the same size and it should be aligned properly, right? Maybe this cache is really down. Raise it a bit. This one
Okay.
there's like space here, space here. This one there's no space. And also yeah.
All right.
Anyways, AY. No one.
Thank you. Thank you for the review. Thank you, everyone.
All right. So we've come to the end of our meeting. AY, Cindy, Ifoma, Jade. Vina, thank you very much. You guys are the reason why we keep having our morning session. You have no idea. I'm like, what if I come? What if I drop this meeting link and nobody turns up? I'll just sleep on the call. But here we are. We have individuals that are showing up, and I'm really happy about it. Anyways, do have a lovely day ahead. I need to go out for a run. Bye, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Mama.
Have a
Thank you.
nice week.